everybody, welcome back to our channel. My name is Melinda and this is my tall drink of water husband Adine. Today's video is sponsored by Mercari. We are going to go over some general tax information, everybody's favorite topic.
My favorite topic for sure. In this one, we're going to do a little sketch at the beginning. I'm going to play confused tax guy and Melinda's going to play...
Actually, I'll be a tax professional today. You can call me Oscar.
There you go. And just remember, we're not tax professionals. This is not tax advice. We're just sharing some information. Let's jump into the clips. Man, the end of the year is coming up and I have to pay taxes. And Mercari is making me pay taxes. Why is Mercari making me pay them?
Well, actually, it's not Mercari that's making you pay taxes. A new rule this year from the federal government is that all online sellers and anyone who sells over $600 is responsible to report their income. It's only automatic if you sell more than $20,000 gross with 200 transactions, but you as a seller will be responsible for tracking all of your sales. However, Mercari does make it easy for you to pull up your tax information. How about I walk you through it? First, log into your Mercari account. Once you're there, go to your profile. Go ahead and enter your seller dashboard. On the other side of the screen, if you scroll down the page, you'll find sales reports. At any time throughout the year, you can generate a custom report for the dates that you'd like to see. At the end of each year, Mercari will generate a sales report for you, which you can download here. This is going to show you all of the relevant information you're going to need to file your taxes. Now remember, your gross sales are going to include the item's sold price, which does include everything that the buyer paid in shipping, applicable sales tax, any merchant fees. It won't include deductions, refunds, or canceled transactions. Your end of year reports on Mercari will take into account those deductions and canceled transactions. So just to reiterate, it's not Mercari that's making you pay taxes or any of the other platforms you sell on. It's a requirement by the government.
Man, that's a really cool feature for Mercari. Thanks guys, that's super easy. But what about all the other platforms that I sell on?
That's a great question. Remember, it's always easier at the end of the year if you stay organized throughout the year. Make sure to find something that works for you to keep your documents in order, because remember, even if you don't get a 1099, you are still responsible for all of your gross sales over $600.
That's great. I did, however, buy these shoes for $100 and they only sold for $30. Am I supposed to pay taxes on that? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm glad you asked that question. You are only responsible for paying taxes on your gains. Since you sold those for a loss, you shouldn't be responsible for paying taxes on those. All the more reason to keep records of everything you're buying.
My friend makes so much money selling on Mercari and all sorts of platforms. Like, they are an actual corporation. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Am I supposed to pay the same amount of taxes as them? I'm just a small seller looking to declutter and sell stuff occasionally. How much do I really need to pay?
Well, taxes do vary on a lot of different things. That's why it's so important to consult a tax professional at the end of the year, and your responsibility is to keep those records. Your taxes are going to depend on a lot of different things. How big your family is. Are you selling as an individual or a corporation? Are you living in a state that requires sales tax? Are you living in a county that requires extra taxes? Are you filing as a married person, as a single person? How many dependents do you have? What your total income is, where your tax bracket is, so many different factors. That's why it's so important to keep records in organized fashion so you can give them to a tax professional at the end of the year. If you ever do decide to switch from an individual seller to a corporate seller, make sure to keep your tax identification information up to date. That's going to be really important when you're sending in your money to the tax man.
So you're saying stay organized, figure out what tax bracket I'm in, figure out how I'm going to file. That's fine. I'm going to stay organized and I'm going to get all this information to a tax professional. But I absolutely hate sending a giant check at the end of the year to the tax man. How am I supposed to know how much to keep to the side at the end of the year? 1,000? 5,000? I don't know if I even have 20,000 at the end of the year. I don't know if I have that much money just to write a big check to the IRS. I don't get it.
You know, that's a valid concern that I think a lot of people worry about. One tip would be to put aside a certain percentage of every sale you make in your record keeping documents so that you're prepared at the end of the year and you've already set that money aside. Another option, or to go along with that, would be to pay quarterly taxes. Your tax professional can help you figure out what amount you should be setting aside, and then you can split those payments into 4 payments throughout the year instead of writing one big check to the IRS. Also, don't forget that you may be liable for state taxes and local taxes, and you can pay those quarterly as well. Typically, this is going to fall between 20 and 30%, but remember all those factors that I just went over, it's going to depend a lot on that. So again, get that number from your tax professional.
That's great, but there are so many different types of taxes. There's income tax and federal tax and state tax and sales tax. Can you clarify a little bit more about what you're actually talking about here?
I'd love to break this down more for you. Let's start with sales tax. Sales tax is a tax collected at the time of sale for the item. When you resell an item, generally there's also sales tax again on that item. What's great about selling on third-party platforms is that they collect the sales tax for you. However, if you're selling on your own website or on Facebook Marketplace locally or other social media platforms, you may have to look into how you're going to deal with that sales tax amount, because there are different thresholds of what you're going to have to pay, depending on the state and the amount that you're selling. Income tax is a different type of tax. Again, that's the tax that you're going to be responsible for as a seller on all gains on everything that you've sold throughout the year. The easiest way to figure out gains is to take your sales price minus the cost of goods, minus any platform fees, minus any shipping costs that you're responsible for, and then you have your net gain. If it's negative, you won't be responsible for paying taxes on that, because that'll be a net loss.
That's really helpful. Thank you, not tax professional Melinda, for all those tips and hints about staying organized to pay my taxes. I guess at the end of the day, taxes aren't really that bad. I just have to stay organized, and the fact that I am paying taxes means that I'm making extra money. I like that. I'm gonna keep selling things around the house, decluttering, and getting my side hustle to the next level. Let's sit down and just go over some of the things that we just talked about. Hopefully that helps you guys, and hopefully put a smile on your face. We try to break down super simple and, you know, as funny as we could be, right? Yeah, taxes can be kind of a dry subject, but hopefully this brought a different way to hear about it and just prepare you for the upcoming tax season. Hopefully it answers some broad questions that people have in regards to taxes as well, because I know it can be somewhat confusing. Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Mercari, for sponsoring the video. We do appreciate it. They do have a great way. You can just get the numbers downloaded. You can download that as a CVS file. You know, this is basically an Excel file. Take a look at your numbers, and obviously you need to put in things like your cost of goods and shipping and things like that. But all of the other platforms make it super easy too. So just, you know, go on there, search how to, and you can get all those reports pretty quickly. Right, and then you're just responsible for consolidating all of that information together. Again, hope that was helpful, and we hope you had fun learning a little bit in there. So until next time, you guys, take care.